Hi, I'm Reva with Quality Sewing and Vacuum, and I'd like to introduce you to the brand new Bernina L890 overlocker machine. This machine does the overcasting of seams and it does the cover hem both. So you're covered no matter what technique you want to do with your serger. So this machine has been really kind of difficult to get a hold of. It was unveiled early in the fall, but it's been slow coming getting everybody their machines. So we now have one in every single one of our 11 Western Washington locations. So I want to invite you to come in and give one a try and just see how it sews. It sews so smoothly and it's so quiet and it's so easy to use. I think you're really going to like it. All right, some general great things about this machine. It is a 5-thread. It does both cover and overlocking stitches, but there's some great conveniences with this machine that you're used to seeing on your regular Bernina sewing machine. So this has that Bernina advantage. It does have a knee lift, and when you use the knee lift, the presser foot will raise and lower so you can have hands-free sewing. It also has the kickback feature with the foot control. And if you notice that there is a little needle with an up down here, if you push on the back end of the presser foot, it's going to move the needle. So I have the presser foot on the floor here, so you'll notice if I push that, it raised the needle. If I push it again, it lowers it. That's a huge convenience. I don't know any other serger that can do that. Not to mention using the foot control, you also have a needle down button right on the face of the machine. So if you wanted to always stop with the needle down, you can ask it to do that. And then of course you have the ability for the machine to stop in the proper location every time you stop sewing. So if you have it in needle down, it's always going to stop with the needle fully down, or if you want it to stop with the needle up, it will stop with the needle fully up, which means when you go to thread, you don't have to worry about making any adjustments or anything to the loopers or the hand wheel. The Bernina 890 right now is set up for a basic 5-thread, and you have 2 different modes on this machine. You have guided and expert. Guided is going to take you step by step through every feature that needs to be chosen for a specific stitch, whereas expert, you're going to be able to just do it on your own. So either way, whether you're a brand new sewer or you're an experienced serger user, you're going to be able to navigate this machine very, very easily. So it makes a beautiful, beautiful stitch. Absolutely lovely. Did you see how quiet and smooth that was? So wonderful. Now let's take a look at this. Let's just stitch in here a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the upper looper. All right, now as I sew, you're going to notice that it stops making a stitch. There's no stitches in there. And without having to do anything, since the needle stopped in the full upright position, all I need to do is twist this dial, which closes the tubes that will create the tunnel for us to pull this thread through. So instead of having to fish the threads through when you're threading a serger, you can just easily do it this way. And there's air that pulls that right through, and here's our thread, and we're ready to sew. Did you hear the air current going? Maybe not. It's really soft and faint. It's a real soft sound. So this machine is very smooth and very quiet. So there's where it had stopped sewing, and it picked up right away and kept on going. So now we're going to switch this over to a 3-thread, and I'm just going to come in here and choose a 3-thread stitch. And what I want to do for the 3-thread is I'm going to take out a needle, and you'll notice that I have all my tools right here in the door, which make it really easy to navigate and never have to worry about losing anything. There's even little needle holders right here, so you can make sure that you have that handy when you're ready to put another needle back in. So I've gotten rid of my chain looper, my chain threads, and now all I need to do is I'm going to move this thread. I'm going to move the green one over if I can get a hold of it. There we go. And I'm just going to move this from the green side to the yellow side because that's the thread that it needs. All right, so we're all ready to go. And here's the settings that it suggests that I have. So I'm ready to go here. And actually, let me check and make sure my stitch length is at the right length. Yep, I've got the stitch length at the right thing, and so I'm ready to go. So now I'm just going to take some knit and do a basic 3-thread serged edge. And this is perfect for knits, but it's also perfect for adding trims, but it has a lot of stretch. Now let's talk about stretch for a minute. One common thing that we like to sew with knits is a top. And that can be really a challenge to do because you need the neckline to have a lot of stretch to it, but you need it to be secure so it won't go anywhere. So let's put our ribbing right here along our little fake top, and we'll start sewing that off. And as I sew, I'm going to stretch my ribbing. And now you have a nice little neckline, and it has a ton of stretch. So there'll be no popping of any seams when you put this on. Now let's talk about using this stitch to make a ruffle. You just pop on your ruffle foot, and you can get in here and you can change your differential feed and move that all the way up to the top and extend your stitch length, and now it's ready to ruffle. So that couldn't be any more easier than that. Now let's take a look at another stitch. We're going to go down here to the flat lock stitch. This is really pretty fun. So in here, I want to make sure that I have all my settings, that I've done everything that says and everything set up right, so we don't have to do anything to do an actual flat lock hem or a flat lock seam. So let me get a piece of fabric here, and we'll do a flat lock. So this stitch is designed for you to open it up, and then you have a nice flat seam. Now on one side you have the ladder, on the other side you have a wonderful bound edge, and this is perfect for active wear. So you have less bulk in a seam, so if you're doing a performance top or maybe yoga pants, this is perfect for that. But you can also do decorative things with that. So if you take the ladder and you can weave ribbon in and out of it, it creates a real pretty decorative treatment as well. And this machine can create a 9mm wide stitch, which is really pretty cool. Now the last thing I want to show you, so we're going to use the guided mode, and I want to choose the style of fabric. I'm going to choose a lightweight woven fabric, and let's see what different types of hems or finishes that there are. So no matter what you're working on, you can find that in here, and I'm going to do a rolled hem. So let's take a look at that. It tells me what type of thread to use, what foot to have on, and then also will walk me through all the different things that I need to do. There's even videos that will show you how to thread the machine and how to do different things, which is really pretty cool. Now this is telling me that I need to have my needle in the right hand position. So let me just grab my tool. So let's just loosen that needle. Okay, so now I've got that needle out, and I'm just going to pop it into the other side. All right, so that's ready to go. And then we'll see what next it asks us to do. I've got my stitch length on my cutting knife on the right size there. All right, we're good to go. This time it wants to use the green thread as the needle. So I'm going to just take that yellow thread out, kind of like we did before, and then I'm going to move it over into the green spot. And now we're ready to go and do a rolled hem. And that makes one of the most beautiful rolled hems that you will see just by choosing it right on the machine. Other things to keep in mind, it does have a free arm on it, so you can move this tray right off, and you can actually put a cuff or a hem right on the machine without having to turn it inside out. It does come with a thread catcher, and it comes with the flat table. So this machine is really pretty something special. I think you're gonna love how it sews. It's so smooth and so quiet. So make sure you come into one of our stores and take a look at it.